This isn't the fight you thought you'd be fighting. I think with that, there's always a little bit of because you're adjusting to a new opponent. But you want to just say a few words, tell everybody where your head's at right now. Deontay?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, bro.
I just came in at the end of it.
Yeah, what I was saying was, obviously you're preparing for Ortiz, a punching unorthodox lefty, a career-defining fight. And, once again, we got one of these letters. Now you're fighting Bermane Stiverne again. Just tell everybody where your head's at and how you're preparing and how you feel.
Well, my head is it's in a peaceful state of mind. It's I still sit back now and still just analyze my career, and I just sit back and just think. I'm like, what have I done? What have I done so wrong? You know what I mean? To get the bad end of the stick with every fight that come hand. All I ever wanted was to fight the best. All I ever wanted to say, when I say I am the best, that it shows, not only on the record, but all the way around as a person. And it just saddens me, man. It saddens me. It makes me reevaluate my career. It almost makes me lose the love of boxing for a little bit as well, too, because of certain things, the activity that's been on in this sport with these guys avoiding or wanting to get on banned substance when they know they don't supposed to be taking it in the first place. That's the thing about it. Take it in the first place, and then you make up excuses, and then the blame is pointed at me. You know what I mean? It's starting to sicken to me, and I don't want to feel this way about boxing because I was once in love with it, and it's starting to make me rethink my career, rethink like, do I need to afford more? Am I better out of this sport than into this sport because of the stuff that's going on? Am I that dangerous to other fighters' careers that they feel they have to do certain things when it comes to a Deontay Wilder, but they say other things? I haven't fought nobody, or I'm not that dangerous. But then I just want to be proved wrong, man. I just want to be proved wrong. But then you have, on the other hand, a man that have animosity, that have hate in his heart for me for no reason. For no reason at all. We both promoted a fight, and we both have exchanging words. And the last time I checked in boxing, that's what the ring is the judge, and the people are the jury. And in the ring, I proved my case. Outside the jury, they proved their case. So, we got another man that got this animosity towards me, all this hate built up for no reason, when you already see blacks already hating blacks for no damn reason. And that's what part of wrong with the world. Part of my cultures, my people, but I'm so happy that I'm able to get my mandatory out the way. It's been almost 3 years, and Bermane has just been focused on me instead of building his reputation, instead of building his career as a fighter, as a Haitian descent, building for his country and stuff. He's just been focused on this one man, and his name is Deontay Wilder, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but at the end of the day, all fighters get what they ask for. They get what they ask for, and come November 4th, he asked for it, and he shall receive, But at the end of the day, it all comes from a place of love. We must do what we have to do. If he feel like he's ready, then we shall see. This time around, I don't want no excuses. I can't deal with the excuses no more, man. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of being the blame. It's just so that's what my mind. I'm just ready. I can't wait. Just get this behind me, get this past me, and then see what's next.
All right, so Bermane, you're back on the line. You there, Brian?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to open it up to questions for both Deontay and Bermane. Operator, could you please open up the questions?
We still have Bernard Fernandez from 3 Signs.
Okay, now that Deontay, I have one question for him and one for Bermane. After the first fight, Deontay, you won big on the scorecard, 13 points, and you said all the right things. You know, this is a learning experience. I showed people I can go 12 rounds, which is what all fighters who, you know, who have a long knockout streak say or fail to win by knockout for the first time. But then when the fight with Ortiz at the press conference in New York, you said you always want the knockout, you know, that's, you know, against the one guy that you didn't knock out. How important is it to you to try to set the record straight and take care of him like you've done the other 37 opponents?
I mean, it's you know, it plays hand in hand. The first time around, you know, my heart desired to knock out, but in reality, as you look up on it, it was the best for him to be able to go 12 rounds. It was the best thing that ever happened to me in my career, because even to that point, a lot of people doubted me. A lot of people say what I couldn't do when they wasn't even Deontay. Can nobody say what I can or can't do because they're not me. They don't train. They don't bust their ass every day in the gym. You know, lay in the bed because you're sore and you can't really get a good position to sleep because your body's so sore. You know, people don't understand. They can't dictate what I can or can't do. Only God and myself can do that. You know, and so many people, oh, he can't do this. He can't do this for no reason because they seen what I was capable of doing. So when Bermane was able to last 12 rounds, it was a blessing for me because I proved so many people what I can do instead of them looking negative at me of what I can't do. So this time around it comes in, it makes it even better because now I can redeem myself. I showed y'all what I can do. And now I'm coming back around completing what I meant out to do in the first place. So it plays hand in hand, you know.
And one more question for you before Bermane, and that is that all you said there was like the best thing that happened to you because you did go the distance. You know, if you could change something, if you could be 38-0 with 38 knockouts instead of 37, would you take that? Would you, if you had a vote and you could change that?
No,
would you do it?
No, because it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing. My record, the things I'm able to do, my power is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because I'm able. I know I got the ability and I'm capable of doing so many great things for the history of boxing. But it's a curse because I got so many guys that have kind of ruined my career a little bit. It's a curse to have so much power. It's a curse to have a record like that because even the best, they get fearful of that. They get scared and frightened because they know that, damn, at some point in time, this guy is very dangerous and he can end everything that I got going for myself. And that's what I've seen throughout my career. So it's a blessing and a curse because if anybody else had my record, besides myself and the things I've done, they'll be looked up on as a god. Let's face it, if I had their record, I'd still be the same over me. And that's the frustrating part about it.
Okay, this is the one question for Bermane, and that is that since your first fight with Deontay, you've only had one fight in the interim, and that was towards the end of 2015, 10-round decision over Derek Rossi. You turned 39, I believe, on November 1st. A couple of days before this fight. Given your inactivity and the age factor, you were 3-2, very slight underdog the first fight, 25-1 for this one. How can you how? I'm sure that you're going to say you're going to do better, but how can you be better given all those factors?
They're not factors to me. That's factors for people like you and the people that's out there. Age is nothing but a number. When I'm not, I can't say that I'm not inactive. I mean, when it comes to fighting, to be in the ring, you can say that. But as far as being inactive, I haven't been inactive. I've been in the gym all day, every day. And the fight with Rossi, that's not a fight that I wanted to take. I just took the fight just because. And for the past 3 years since I lost the title, there's only one fight that I'm interested in. So, and which is the fight that's happening on November 4th. And I didn't see. I was still trying to, at the time when I fought Rossi, I was still trying to digest the loss and everything like that. So, I might have been there physically, but mentally, psychologically, it was not really the case, you know. But when you look at it right now, all of that is all in the past. That was then, and this is now. And like people are trying to say that my inactivity is going to hurt me or other things to be saying. I don't believe so. I know so. I know that I'm ready. I'm way more ready than the first fight. What can I say, man? I mean, talking about the past and what happened in the past, it's not something that I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? So, the first fight, we all know what happened. Everybody that knows me, that knows how I fight, that know Bermane Stiverne, they know that wasn't me. But hey, I'm not trying to look for no excuses. But what I'm telling you is, this second fight, it's going to be a whole different fight. There's going to be a whole different ending.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Our next question is going to come from Dan Raphael from ESPN. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start with a question for Bermane. You were just talking about how you just wanted this fight compared to any other fight during your layoff, but I was wondering why. I know you had the fight canceled at the end of last year with Povetkin because he had a positive drug test, so you and Deontay both have that in common with fights being canceled. But what was the reason that there was no fights for you at all in the calendar year of 2016? You had the Rossi fight in November, and then a whole year without a fight, and then the whole first half of 17 with no fight either.
I was scheduled to fight in 2016. I got injured, and I had to pull out 2 different fights.
What was that? What was the fight you got injured for? Did you have an opponent?
Yes, I did. Can't remember which card it was going to be, but it was set to. I was set to fight in 2016 2 times. The first time I got injured, my ankle, and I had to pull out. And then I came back. I got ready, and I injured again. So I had to pull out again, and that's what happened.
And then the second fight was supposed to be the one against Povetkin that was canceled?
No, actually, before the Povetkin fight, I had some time to rest. I was actually on a wheelchair right before going to camp for Povetkin, and I got cleared off. I think I was on chair for like about 11 weeks, and I was set to the doctor cleared me to go back and run and do what I do. So that's when the fight with Povetkin was announced, and we all know what happened.
Right. All right. So the ankle's good now. There's no injuries, no issues going into this fight.
No, nothing. I don't have any injuries. Nothing is basically this fight right here is no excuses.
Okay, fair enough.
To me, it's not going to be no excuses. I'm 110% ready mentally, physically. So it's just, I'm really happy that it happened the way it happened. You know what I'm saying? So, God answers prayers, and the way it happens, it was just something that I knew that was going to happen. So it is where it is right now. So it's only a matter of a couple of days, a week away, or what I'm saying. So we're ready to go. I'm like I said, man, I'm healthy. I'm ready, and there's nothing else to say.
All right. Well, I wish you good luck in the fight. I have a couple of questions for Deontay. Hey, Deontay.
Hey, what's good?
One thing I wanted to ask you, I think one of the other guys asked you about, where you were at. Maybe Lou said where you're at right now as far as mentally. And I know you're saying all the right things, but how is it for you going to be to try to avoid a letdown? Because you already have the win against Stiverne. You won the first fight very handily, and the fight with Ortiz, of course, was a much more anticipated fight by the public. I think a much more anticipated fight by you, certainly by the press. How do you avoid a letdown going in this rematch?
How do I say that last part again?
How do you avoid a letdown, like a mental letdown, because it's not the caliber of fight that you were expecting, training for, and that everybody else was expecting?
God bless with certain abilities that you be able to have to with handle. You know what I mean? It's just like, man. Man, as a black man, I've been through so many different things, man. Just even when I was born, coming on this earth, you know what I mean. So with that being said, this is just another obstacle that I had to deal with, that I had to face. I know that's why I don't never get my hopes up on nothing unless I know unless it's up to me. If when you put it in others' hand or in man's hand, you're not sure. You're not sure if things gonna come through or not. So with that fight, I think I put so much into it. I'm like, this is Ortiz. He been wanting it. He wanted this fight to happen. I never thought in a million years that he would do what he did. And no matter what they say, it was done. It was a banned substance. You can't get around that. Y'all make mistakes in there because they tried to get their leverage. They tried to get edge, but there's a lot of guys that's doing it, though. I know each and every last one of them as well. It's a lot of them doing it, and it's like, what the point of coming out and saying who's doing it when at the end of the day, if you get caught doing it, what's the punishment? It's really nothing. When you can take care of that and get back in the rankings and still be an active contender or become a mandatory or something like that. So what really is it doing? Like, he is losing probably a 7-figure payday by not fighting you next week. So that seems like a pretty good punishment to me. Yeah. But at the end of the day, money is money. Money comes and goes. Damn, money comes and goes. It's not everything. Didn't Biggie say more money, more problems at the end of the day?
Right. All right. I have one other question for you. I wanted to ask you also. I know you're getting ready for the fight next week, or a week from Saturday. But I'm wondering, at any point this Saturday, are you going to take time to either watch the Anthony Joshua fight, pay attention to the result of that Anthony Joshua fight, and if so, what are you looking for, and how much is it difficult to not look past Stiverne, knowing that that's the really huge fight in the heavyweight division that everybody wants to see?
Well, I'm of course I'm gonna look at it. Look at the fight. It's heavyweight boxing. I definitely look at. Yeah, you can refill it for me, please. Thank you. I definitely look at especially guys at the top. You look up on them and see. And anybody say they don't watch it, they're lying. This is boxing. Of course I'm gonna look and see what's going on and see how this person did against this person, and so forth and so on. But the ultimate goal is to get Joshua and stuff like that. But we're not just gonna be sitting up here doing this and doing that. If they want to fight, then they'll fight. I don't see what's the difference between me and any other guy. Joshua said he need more time. He ain't ready. He want to put himself in a better position. But you've already fought a guy that got way more experience than I, way more knockouts than I, and stuff like that. I don't understand this sport when it comes to me. It's like it feel like I'm better off not being in this sport than being in it. It's sad. I don't understand it. And, I can only do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff has just been a build-up for me. But I can handle it well, though. You know what I'm saying? I can handle it so well, and I can't wait. All this needs to be released. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, come November the 4th, it will be released. But at the end of the day, what can you do, man? I can't dwell on all these fighters, what they decide to do. I just want to prove to the world that I am the best. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. I don't care about who's the A side, who's the B side, where the fight gonna be. Is it gonna be here in Maryland? I don't care about that stuff, man. I just put me in the motherfucking ring.
All right.
Just let me and let's see who's the best.
All right, Deontay, thank you very much for your answers, candid as always. I appreciate it, and we'll be seeing both you guys in New York next week. Thank you for your time, everybody.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Our next question is going to come from Keith Eidick from theboxingscene.com. Please go ahead.
Yes, my question is for Bermane. Bermane, you said earlier in the call that you knew all along that the Wilder-Ortiz fight would not happen. Can you tell us why you felt that way?
I can't really tell you why, but it was just something that I believed that was going to happen. Knowing Ortiz, I know Ortiz since 2004. So, he always been who he is right now. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just the first thought I had when I decided. I mean, when what I'm saying, people was they were trying to have this fight going on, and and I finally made the decision to actually, if you speak to my manager Jay Prince, that's exactly what I told him. You know what? Let's just move to the side and let them have the fight. And I guarantee you, this fight ain't gonna happen. And that's exactly what happened. If I'm lying, he could tell you if I'm lying.
Okay,
and I told him, you know what? I handpicked Founding Brazil. They offered me a bunch of other fighters, and I told them that if for this to be a deal or whatever they want to call it, I want Brazil. And they gave me Brazil, but I always told my trainer, you know what? Let's just get ready for Wilder, because that fight ain't gonna happen. And that's exactly what happened.
Bermane, you were saying earlier that your training camp for this fight has been different than your first training camp when you fought Deontay the first time. Can you tell us what's been different about it and how it's been better?
Just the people that surround me, the intense of the workouts, the way I feel. I feel better. Just the workouts, you know what I'm saying? Just the people we decided to deal with. Everything is so different, man. I feel better. Obviously, there's a couple of mistakes that we did for the first fight, and one thing I'm good at, man, is not to repeat my mistakes.
And what would it mean for you, Bermane, if everything goes the way that you say that it will go next Saturday night? What would it mean for you to be able to, become the first person to beat Deontay, to avenge your loss, to kind of disrupt the plans for the big Joshua Wilder fight? What would all that mean to you?
This is something I always said, that I would be the first one to beat him, and I would be the first one to beat him, whether he likes it or not. That's something that will happen November 4th.
Thanks, Bermane.
As far as how it made me feel, I mean, it's a satisfaction. Something that should have happened the first fight, but things happen, and that was then, and this is now. This is a different Bermane Stiverne, different fight. So a lot of people want to base their opinion on the first fight, and some people will be very hurt and very surprised on November 4th.
You had said to someone, I believe, the other day that you felt you fought Chris Arreola twice, obviously, and you didn't want to fight him the second time because you knew how hard of a fight it was the first time. How do you think it plays out in terms of your fight against Deontay being a harder fight the second time?
No, I said that because obviously Deontay's been saying that he don't want to fight me again because he did it so easily, or he made a statement and all that. We all know, like I said before, anybody that knows me knows how I fight. And that night it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Unfortunately, I lost the title because of my health, not because he was better than me. And that's where we at. And I was saying, like, the first time I fought Arreola, I tried to take him out the first fight, and we all know how Arreola is a real fighter, true warrior. You know what I'm saying? And who would want to fight him again? I mean, he was a tough task. So when they announced that I had to fight him again, it's not something that I really wanted because of how hard the task was. But pull up my pants and went back to the gym and worked. And we all know what happened in the second fight. I knocked him out. And it's the same thing for Wilder can talk about all he wants, and I know it plays in the back of his head. Try to knock me out. It didn't happen. It didn't happen on my worst day. It didn't happen when I was sick, and it sure won't happen November 4th. That's what I'm saying.
Deontay, how do you feel about what Bermane said about being sick and that being the reason that he lost the fight?
Well, I told before the fight happened, I said don't make excuses. The thing about people don't want to hear excuses. They want a winner and they want a loser. And if the person that wins, then it's noted, it's dated. What happened? The facts is the fact. But the person that loses, nobody want to hear the reason. Nobody want to hear an explanation of how you lost or why you lost. They just want to hear you saying, "Hey, I admit it. I lost, but I'm gonna try my best the next time. It won't be the last of me. I'm coming back. I promise." And people respect that even more, because the thing about it, people don't like a loser that contradict themselves. 1 minute you're good, you're healthy, you're on all access, talking so confident, and then when the time the fight happens, all of a sudden something just so dramatically happens in the ring. The thing about it, I'm at peace. I'm at peace with what at it all, And let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he did get dehydrated and stuff like that. Well, come November 4th, he got an opportunity to redeem himself. And for that reason, I'm happy for him. So myself, because ain't shit been going right for my career. So if it leads to another black man making his career, happy, he said he's happy. So hey, I've endured a lot of happiness throughout obtaining this belt, and it seems like on his end that he's only suffered headaches and pain and heartaches. So if this fight brings some type of comfort or a relief of happiness that shall come upon him, then may God be with him. But come on that night, November the 4th, I don't see anything being different. I don't see, if anything, the only thing going to be different is it's much easier. It's going to be a much easier fight. When you get in the ring with somebody and you fight them the first time, you get everything, and like he said it the best. We went 12 rounds, so we know each other, and we know what the outcome was. So the second time around, why would it be any different? If he feels that he has something over me, he feels that he's seen something that he can exploit in this fight come the second time around, what do you think I have? What do you think I see? And it's been almost 3 years. I'm better. My mind is better. My mind is a different state of being. I'm at peace. My mind is totally at a different state. Oh my God. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him, and we shall see. He said there's no more excuses after this, and I hope it's not, because I'm tired of it, man. It's more stress than a person worrying about another guy having so much animosity, so much hate for no reason. Then to say, you know what, hey, you did what you had to do. You won fair and square. We got the next one coming on, and that's it. Because
at the end of the day, if this fight happens the same way the first time happened or worse, who looks like the fool at the end of the day? Who it gonna be just saying, well, you know, I already knew it, this and that. And y'all can quote me on this. Y'all can put this down in paper. Y'all can put this at the top of the headlines. Because the way I'm feeling about boxing right now, if Bermane Stiverne beats me, I will retire. You can put that down. I will be out of the way. Boxing ain't got to worry about me no more because it ain't really doing me no good anyway. Nobody don't want to fight. All I wanted to do was prove that I am the best, and the best don't want to fight. So what the point of me being in this sport? If Bermane beats me, if he beats me, y'all don't have to hear about me no more. I'm done. That's how serious it gets. It don't get no serious than that. So let the games begin.
Thank you, guys.
Our next question is going to come from Randy Gordon from Sirius XM Radio. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. I've got a question for Bermane Stiverne first, and I've got the same actually question for the champ. Yesterday in a story in Boxing Scene, Bermane, you said two things that kind of threw me a little bit. You said, one, Deontay Wilder is scared of you, and you also said you ate everything that he possibly threw at you. How could you say that when he broke his hand in the third round? He was one-handed for the last 9 rounds and hit you with every jab in the book. So no, you didn't go down, but you fought a one-handed fighter. And where do you say that he's scared of you?
How do you know he was a winning fighter? How do you know? Because you said it?
You know what? I saw the athletic commission reports. There was a broken hand in that fight.
But I also got a doctor report that said that I was sick. So what are you saying?
Well, you're saying that you ate everything that he threw at you, and he barely threw that injured right hand. And he's not making any excuses. I'm just telling you what the doctor's report said.
Everything that he gave me, I ate it like breakfast as a sick man in the ring. You see what I'm saying? I lost the fight. And I'm tired of talking about the first fight.
Okay. Then you did say that he's scared of you. Show me that. Show us where he's scared of you.
Of course, I believe that because the true champion, it don't matter if you fight the same guy 5 times. Who they put in front of you is who you fight. You don't cry and talk about I want this fight, I want that fight. Whoever they put in front of you, that's who you fight. I didn't cry when they brought back Areola. I took Areola. I didn't cry. I didn't run. I didn't talk. I took him. I shut my mouth and went back to the gym and fought him again for a second time. That's what a true champion does. Even though you got to fight the same person 3-4 times, it don't matter. Champion shut his mouth and do what he got to do. Fight. Don't matter.
Okay, we hear you there. And Deontay, I have the same question for you. He said he ate everything that you threw at him like he was eating breakfast. Exactly. And he said you're scared of him.
Nobody can knock me out. Nobody. It won't happen. It never happened. Even though it says on my record, nobody ever knocked me out. Ever. And I will not happen. And November 4th, whether it's you or anybody else. And right now, I don't even feel like I want to talk to anybody. I want y'all to come and talk to me after the fight. That's what I want.
No, we're all going to be interviewing you after the fight.
Any question y'all got, y'all can come and ask me after the fight. Because I bet you the questions you have for me won't be the same questions you have right now. I guarantee you that. Everybody can talk whatever they want to talk. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. Me talking right now, him talking right now, it don't even matter. It doesn't matter. Words don't matter. What matters is what happens November 4th. That's what matters. He could tell. He could say he could knock me out. I could say I'm gonna knock him out. It don't matter. It does not matter. What matters is what happened November 4th. That's what happened. That's what matters.
Okay, we heard you on that, and Deontay, you heard the challenger there. I mean, are you scared of him? And did he eat everything you threw at him like he was eating breakfast?
Mm-hmm. Well, the world knows that I'm not scared of Bermane. Bermane don't have nothing that he possessed that make me fear him. And in fact, not only just him, I'm not scared of no man on this earth. You know, I'm too protected. You know what I'm saying, by God. You know, to be scared of any man. If I was scared, I wouldn't be in this. I wouldn't be in this sport. If I was scared, I wouldn't have called out every name, the best of the best. What people said was the best. If I was scared, I would never have done that. If I was scared, I would never have said, hey, I'm going to lose money to let this man step aside and let me fight who considered the fucking best in this sport if I was scared of a man. Scared is not in my definition because I live my life, I ain't even scared of death. So why would I be scared of a human being? Because death is something that is promised to us that we cannot avoid. We can only hope and pray that God extend our life on this earth. But death shall come, and the only way we can do the only way we can do with death is to prepare for it. That's it. So why would I be scared? And for him, say he ate my punches for breakfast, then guess what? I hope you left room for lunch, baby. I hope you left room for lunch. Because, you know, we don't want to hear no excuses. We don't want to hear for me, I don't have no problem fighting him again. It wasn't the fact that I had a problem. My big issue that was with Bermane was that he haven't fought in almost 3 years compared to me. I didn't think that was fair to him. I'm looking at this man. You know, I didn't think it was because I know what I'm capable of doing. I know what I've been doing. I've been very active. But he hasn't. And that was the main reason. But, hey, if he felt like he ready, I don't have no problem. And this is what it boils down to right now. He was my mandatory, so I couldn't get around him. No way. Form or fashion, if we follow behind the WBC rules, you know, nobody was trying to avoid him at all. I just wanted him to get more. It didn't even have to be credible opponents. I just wanted him to fight more people. So when the time to come with me, I don't want no excuses. I don't want people to say, well, this and that, or he didn't fight nobody. I didn't want him to get discredit, nor did I get discredit, because I know how it is. Look at it. I've done all the right things in boxing. Now, what have I done wrong? And I still get criticized. I still get the one that get the blame. I still. So it ain't the point of me not wanting to fight him. It's the point of me wanting him to be in full health, experience-wise and body-wise. That's all. I ain't have no problem. I enjoyed my first fight with him. And I'm a damn sure enjoy the second fight with him as well, too. I just don't want the excuses. I don't have no more time for excuses. I just don't have time for it. Boxing has changed my point of view and the love of this sport. You know, with the things that are going on. And like I said, if Bermane beats me, y'all don't have to hear about me no more. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm retiring. That's it. I might move to MMA or some shit. I'm out of here. And that's facts. So come November the 4th, I hope he about what he say, because I'm about what I say. I prove what I say. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And anybody know me knows if Deontay say something, he mean. And that's how it is. That's how I always been, and that's how I always will be. I fight with my heart. I fight with my will. Fuck skills. Fuck all that. All that ain't got me nowhere in life. But my heart, my will, my courage, me believing in me, that got me through every bit of life that I need to get through. And come November the 4th, we shall see. We got one man saying one thing, we got the other saying another. But, hey, like I said, the ring is that judge and the people are the jury, so we shall see. We shall see. God don't. Sometimes God can hear calls. God can hear our answer, and He can answer our prayers.
But sometimes he can be like, man, all right, I'm going to give you what you want, but you may not be able to handle the results of what I'm going to bless you with. And that's the thing about us as being human. We pray for things. We want things to come up on us. And sometimes it ain't even meant for us to have them at the moment in time, but God hear us, and he be like, yo, sit still. Your time coming. Yo, sit still. Your time coming. But you still keep begging God, God, please give it to me, Lord. Give it to me. So God get tired of us sometimes too. And he said, you know what? I'm going to bless you with this opportunity. Whatever happens after it is on you. And this is what I have, Lord, that God have blessed him with this opportunity, and now it's all up on him. So come November the 4th. Ooh, boy. Come November the 4th, like I said before, I hope he have room for lunch. I hope he have room for lunch. I've tried. I've tried to make the best out of this fight. I've tried to give him opportunities to build himself up. And here we are, guys. Here we are. So hopefully, once it's over with, when I beat him, I can move on with my career and still go on to try to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That's all I ever wanted. Or on the other hand, if he beat me, then Deontay Wilder retired from this sport. Y'all don't want to have to worry about him doing another interview in boxing ever again.
Our next question is going to come from Rob Huff on Fight News. Please go ahead.
Hi, I've got a question for Mr. Wilder. You've mentioned a few times about your race. Obviously, a number of athletes are speaking out about racial inequality and things that concern them. Muhammad Ali was doing that 45, 50 years ago. What are your thoughts about this? Are you inclined to speak out publicly regarding social inequality, racial inequality that you see in the world?
You talking to me?
Yeah, to Mr. Wilder.
Oh, repeat the question again, please.
Sure. We've seen all sorts of pro athletes speaking out about racial inequality, social inequality, kneeling while the anthem is played. Muhammad Ali was doing these sorts of things 45, 50 years ago. I wonder what your thoughts are on this, what your inclinations might be to speak out publicly relating to racial inequality and social justice.
Well, it's hopefully when people speak out and talk about racial things, especially blacks, talk about how we've been mistreated and how we don't have certain things, people get tired of it, but they hear it all the time. They hear it. And, I've been so much reading, filling my brain with so much knowledge and stuff like that. It's like, what really good did it do to keep talking about it if ain't nothing been done about it? When I speak out, whether it's to you or whether it's to anybody else that's not black, I speak out. I'm speaking out to them. I'm speaking out to the black people. When I say things, I'm putting them on knowledge upon game, so that one day they will wake up and realize that you're adding to the cost. You're doing what they want you to do. All this stuff has been here. Like when Trump said blacks is not citizen of America, he was so goddamn right. The thing about Trump, and we have to respect, Trump speaks the truth. He said how it is. He said what it is. He speaks the truth. Blacks, it's two different parts of America. It's a private corporate U.S., and there's the U.S. of America. Trump said we're not citizens of America, and he is right. We're not citizens of America. Because when we gave our freedom for benefits and privileges, and it wasn't really nothing. Everybody got something that went through hardship. The Jews got the Holocaust, right? The Indians, they got free taxes. Where have the blacks got? But more heartache and pain over and over and over again. And then some say, well, hey, y'all need to, why y'all doing all this and why y'all doing it? Because people don't understand certain things. You should try to bail yourself out. But we tried to do that, right? We tried to do that way back in with the what that was in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when we had the motherfucking the Black Wall Street, when we owned it, our own business, when we had our own planes, own schools and stuff, and what fucking happened? When we tried to branch off and do our own things to better ourselves as black people, what happened? White people came along, Ku Klux Klan came along, they destroyed it all. Every step that we try to get ahead, there's always some blockage to stop us. But then go back, hey, they look how ignorant they is and stuff. And people don't even understand just a simple word of ignorance. Ignorance is just a term used for lack of knowledge. And then they always want to call other people minorities. And no, we're not minorities because our mind is not as a child or an infant. We're majorities, which I am an adult. I have an adult mind state of being. And I'm not an African American because that was a term created by white people. You can refer me as a black American. I don't even want to be called real American because I'm not a citizen of America. There's so much in the history, man, that need to be taught. But when I speak for my people. That's it. I speak for them to have the knowledge because if they knew the acknowledgement of the world and where they came from and how the history is, it wouldn't be sort. It wouldn't be no sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even considering about moving out this motherfucking country. The more and more I learned about it, it's crazy. How so many black people got hung and how so many got burned right there in the middle of the streets when people charged it and did all this shit. Like, man, it's so much shit, man, it makes you kind of mad, though. So when I speak...
Deontay, I'm going to jump in. Deontay, I'm going to jump in because this took a side turn.
Yeah, because nobody don't want to hear that. This is the facts. These are facts that we need to put out there. People don't want to hear it. That's the thing. People don't want to hear it. And that's the problem. We don't want to hear the facts. The history is what it is, and we need to change this world. The Constitution needs to be started because all that shit is not Bible. Look at all these corporations and stuff investing in jails and stuff. Why? Because they was promised that them motherfuckers would stay filled with black people because of what? Music. Look, music is the main thing. Music is the main thing. And white folks own all that because they put out that selling drugs or beating the pussy out or hitting this bitch or doing this and these women shaking their ass, they adding on to it because it's a brainwashed thing. We going to keep promoting this shit because it's negative and it keeps these motherfuckers in the jail cell. So with all these corporations, Walmart and Steve Jobs and all these other hot corporations invested in this shit, man, and we wonder why we so blind, man. We so blind. But the thing about it, when they gave over their rights for benefits and freedom, what they do, hand them motherfuckers a Bible. They hand them a Bible because black people are too forgiving. They gave them the Bible to get the guys for the ignorance. They tricked these folks. Man, but, hey, we can, oh, my God.
On a better and a boxing-related note, I was on a call with Anthony Joshua, who was entirely respectful of you, spoke very well of you, and said he's very interested in fighting you in 2018. Is that a sort of you'll believe it when you see it kind of thing, or does this leave you encouraged?
If Anthony Joshua, if Eddie Hearn wants Anthony Joshua fight in 2018, he knows who to call. And by the way, maybe if he really wanted that fight, his promoter would be more respectful to Deontay instead of continuing to try to badmouth him and belittle him. And if he really wanted to fight, he'd stop talking about some ordinary guy named Dillian White and stop calling out Deontay with a ordinary guy and start talking in real terms about making a unified heavyweight championship fight. But right now, Deontay's got to get past Bermane Stiverne. He's got to do that on November 4th. That's not going to be, a day in the park. And frankly, it's not going to be largely because Deontay was preparing for an entirely different fight once again got victimized by the politics, the cheating, the lack of professionalism on the part of so many people in this sport that don't know how to properly fill out forms and that wind up with VADA letters. That's the third time a fight's been canceled in 18 months. And by the way, someone made a comment about Bermane Stiverne said he ate his breakfast. I wish the same person would ask a different question. How do you fight one fight in 2 years against a guy that knocks you down and subsequently gets knocked out and barely do anything and you're still the WBC mandatory? That would have been a better question. But in the meantime, there's nothing we can do about it. November 4th, I'm worried about this fight because Stiverne's got nothing to lose and Deontay's got everything to lose. And people should come out and see an honorable heavyweight champion, an honest heavyweight champion, and one who doesn't cheat, defend his title at the Barclays Center November 4th on a great card on Showtime Boxing starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com, BarclaysCenter.com, or at the Barclays Center. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Joining, you may disconnect and have a great day.